Hey, it's Al Cole, host of the syndicated talk show People of Distinction, throwing the spotlight on another one of my guests of distinction. This time a wizard in health and bodybuilding, the dynamic Batista Gremaud. You gotta love Batista. She's the author of a great new book, How to Lose Weight and Look Good with Strength Training. Hey, and she's a woman, I'll tell you. You know, it's unusual to have strength training from a woman, but you know what? She's also associated with her husband, Master Stephen Hersey, a.k.a. Dr. Fitness USA, so it fits perfectly here. And what a great book this is. You got to order it at Amazon. Run to Amazon.com. Order this book by Batista Gremaud, How to Lose Weight and Look Good with Strength Training. And I'll tell you, she's good both ways. She looks great, and she's very, very well built that way with strength training, too. So you got to love that. That's at Amazon. And the book not out yet. Hey, Stronger Than Medicine. Grab that one, too. This is the new book by Batista. And Stronger Than Medicine provides evolutionary tools in pain management and stress reduction. We can all use that. It addresses those highly missed and forgotten who suffer from endometriosis and those who are struggling in addiction recovery. So that hits a lot of ground there. How are you, Batista? Welcome. It's really a pleasure to have you on today.
Well, hello. I'm very happy to be here with you, Al. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, the pleasure is mine. We really want to get into fitness. We want to get into, some of the things that are going to build our body, even if, we're not, the muscle type people, but we want to have bodies that are functional here. And that's one of the things that you can offer in great ways, because you've trained your body not just recently with the great books that you have and the things that you're doing with even esoteric principles to the art of bodybuilding, but you've been doing it all of your life, at least all of your adult life, because you come from a dance background, great dancer. And we want to start out that way. Tell us a little bit about your background, and then we're going to be talking about the current things with your books. Who is Batista here?
Well, that's a great start because that's where it all started, right? Mm-hmm. So I was born in Switzerland. I'm from Switzerland, therefore my accent. And my mother was a ballet dancer. My father was a mime. So I was born to the arts, and I became a ballet dancer, and then as a teenager, I fell in love with flamenco dancing. So I ended up making a career in flamenco dancing because in my early 20s, I suffered an injury. I broke my foot in many, many places, and I never completely recovered from that injury. And so then I could never go back on point shoes. And so, the flip side of that is that I already had fallen in love with flamenco dancing. And so I made a career in flamenco. I traveled the world. I always had a passion for trying to achieve things with the body. The expression of always trying to break through the limitations of the body. That was always one of the things that I aspired for. I had a great life.
Absolutely, it sounds it. And this is really exciting. We're off to the races right from the get-go here on People of Distinction with Al Cole and a great guest, Batista Gremaud. And she is an expert on not only fitness, but also dancing, everything. And we love this stuff. We're going to be talking about some weight loss in a cool way. And we're going to be talking about what she means by stronger than medicine. And you can run to this website and tag along here. StrongerThanMedicine.com. That's www.StrongerThanMedicine.com. Let's get into it. Let's turn some pages of one of your books here, How to Lose Weight and Look Good with Strength Training. Now, you see, there are different ways to lose weight, different ways to look good. Some people approach it from strictly the diet end, and they're not really talking so much about the training. Other people approach it from strictly the training end and, weightlifting and all that stuff and running and, a lot of things. And you're looking at it from the point of view, because when you're a dancer, well, generally you're going to look good, just moving your body around and all the right muscles and everything. And then you put in some strength training too, maybe a little bit of bodybuilding that way, and you come up with something that really, really works. Give us some of the formulas here, Batista, in what you do with losing weight, looking good, and strength training as well. Combine it all here for us.
What happened, I will tell you before I get into the formula per se, I will give you just a slight background of how I got to this point because it's very important. As a dancer, you mentioned, I moved my whole life, so I was very athletic my whole life, and I was also on diet my whole life because, you know, you have to fit into those costumes, right? So, you know, I managed to maintain a pretty decent figure throughout my whole life. And, you know, I had some injuries, as I mentioned in the beginning of this show, not only my foot, but subsequently I had some car accidents and, you know, life kicked in. So as years started to go by, I ended up to a point where whatever I was doing wasn't quite working anymore, okay? And we're talking about not only just dancing and dieting, but over the years I've tried many different modalities to keep myself in shape and get rid of my injuries, such as yoga, Pilates, personal training, on the alternative medicine. We're talking about acupuncture, chiropractors, massages. And I got to a point in my mid-40s where nothing was working anymore. I couldn't maintain it anymore, okay? It seems like maybe that's what happens to women. I'm finding more and more that, you know, with hormonal changes or whatnot. In any case, something happened, and I could not. My injuries were getting worse. My weight was getting out of control, and I just couldn't keep a handle on it. But I spent my whole life in learning about the power of the mind, and, you know, we have the power to create, and that we can talk about it later. That has to do with my next book. So I knew that I could actually manifest something in my life that would reverse that predicament I was in. I was feeling like I was on my way out, okay, physically. And believe it or not, after making a very strong commitment to myself to find something to change my ways, I made a vision board. I mean, I used a lot of tools. The next day, I ended up meeting Dr. Fitness USA, okay? Mm-hmm. Later, he became my husband. And I got immersed in his teachings and his philosophy. And for me, it was the only thing that I had never heard before. Okay, as a dancer and as a seeker of metaphysical truth or whatever, I had pretty much tried everything. But when he approached me with his philosophy and his modality of training, that is something that I had never done before. So for me, it was like the last block on the house. Okay, so I said, you know what? I asked for it. I asked the universe to give me something to reverse my predicament, so I'm going to go and I'm going to give this a try, even though at the first approach I didn't necessarily agree with everything he was saying, you know, because I'm a strong woman and, you know, I'm an entrepreneur, and, you know, he was telling me things that in terms of fitness and taking care of your body, that we're women, so we're feeling based, so we have to approach our fitness through a perspective of never doing anything that is uncomfortable. Now, you know, just right there is a complete different mentality, because when you look at the fitness world, it's all about doing more than you can. It's all about no pain, no gain. And so he was telling me about things like, you know, being empowered as a female and being able to receive more than to give. things that, as an entrepreneur, we're go-getters, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I listened, and I said, you know what? My life and my body are falling apart right now, so I'm going to give this a try. And I did. And within a couple of months of being on his system, my injuries were all gone. No more pain. No more weight gain. My weight stabilized entirely. My injuries were gone. I started recovering my life, my health, my body, and I became his biggest supporter when I married him. Right? So not right away, but in any case, I have now dedicated my life to get this message out for women that there is a better way to be healthy, to be strong, to be empowered, and to be in shape. Because without the body, you don't have a message to give out. Your body falls apart. That's it.
That's right. And you talk about esoteric principles to the art of bodybuilding. Give us a couple of these esoteric principles here, Batista.
I was brought up in a very Catholic environment, so it didn't work for me. So as a result, I spent my whole life searching for a truth that might work better for me. And what I found is in all the meditation centers and everywhere, people might be very enlightened, but their bodies are falling apart. So I realized that we can actually unite the two with this fitness modality in alignment and get in a better way. Now, I will give you an example, okay? A very practical example. If you go to a gym and you look at people working out, you will see that 99% of the people are multitasking, okay? They're on their cell phones, they're reading magazines while they are on the weight machine, they are, just look around. So one of the esoteric principles that all the esoteric teachings teach is staying in the moment. It's doing one thing at a time. It's staying focused at the present time. Okay, so just that one principle alone will change everything entirely about how somebody will approach their fitness. What about if you would go to the gym with a specific program and you will be in unity with what you're doing right then and there? Let's say you're starting an exercise. You will ground yourself. Grounding is another principle, esoteric principle that is taught in all philosophies. So grounding the body, being in unity with your machine, with your weight, with your dumbbell, breathing through the exercise, accomplishing the exercise, finishing your exercise, and all in unity without multitasking, staying in the moment. What a concept. Simple. But nobody does it.
I love that concept. And in fact, I love it so much that I'm going to add to what you were just talking about, Batista. That is fabulous stuff. Now, people, imagine this. Batista was talking about being grounded. She was talking about being in the moment. And what we mean by that, ultimately, is being in that area of universal consciousness. Now, you've heard that before. Sometimes it sounds like rhetoric because, a lot of people say it. And maybe one of the reasons why a lot of people say it is because it is just flat out true. Being in the, can you imagine you and your lover walking down the street, whoever that lover is and whoever you are, and you're holding hand in hand, and, the adrenaline is going, all the beautiful aspects to the body. It's not just one aspect here. The body and the soul have a way of combining at very high levels, at that, you could even call it that higher self level, where you say, whoa, this is right. Not only does it feel right, it gives out the right vibes, which are really energy vibrations. Now we're talking about science. Now we're talking about when we, and I'll put it this way, intercourse with each other's beautiful energy. Yeah, doesn't even take the bodies right now. Starts with the bodies, but the bodies don't have to be doing the intercoursing right now. They are, the consciousnesses are. We know about the beauty of kissing each other's lips. What about the beauty of kissing each other's consciousness? Whoa! Now that is a beautiful thing. That's part of what Batista is talking about right now. And while we're doing that, we're in the moment. Believe me, we are in the moment. We ain't thinking about, okay, we got some bills to pay and everything, which is not a bad thing to think about because we don't want to, actually go into bankruptcy because of how we feel about each other. We want to take care of business, and actually that will heighten some of the beautiful biochemical reactions that are going on in one's brain in order to remember better, in order to think better. The mindfulness comes into this as well, and we are grounded now. That beautiful groundedness, being in the moment, it's kind of like at the speed of light. Not only are we doing that for ourselves, but we're doing it for our loved one as well. Love is an energy. Now that beautiful transference takes place. And if we do that within our own consciousness, guess what? We are helping to ground others. And we can even say our loved ones out there in the human family that we don't even know. But we can throw out that beautiful love energy. We can transmit that beautiful love energy, and we can create our own lover on the inside, which is real romance, and now we can help ground other people, keep other people in the moment, too. It's called synergy, people, and that is such a beautiful aspect of the esoteric principles of art and of body building and of body recreations. Whoa, now we're really getting deep. Am I on the right track here, Batista?
You're completely on the right track. That's exactly all it's about.
Yeah.
I couldn't even say it any better. You got it.
I'll tell you, we always get it on People of Distinction with Al Cole, especially when we have a great guest like Batista Gremaud. And hey, check out these two books. You're going to love them. How to Lose Weight and Look Good with Strength Training, and also Stronger Than Medicine. We've just been talking about that, too. What can be stronger than medicine? Whoa. The beautiful human and love energy around us that really is spiritual energy. It's revitalizing people. And if you want to be revitalized, too, run to this website, StrongerThanMedicine.com. That's www.StrongerThanMedicine.com. Got a few minutes left here, and we're going to take it out with some possibility thinking, Batista, and then we're going to make room for your husband, Stephen Hersey, a.k.a. Dr. Fitness USA. He's going to be coming aboard as well. But in the final couple of minutes or so that we have left in this show, tell us about our human family potential here. The possibility plate, things on our human family plate, possibility-wise, into the next year, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, especially with that beautiful thing that we call the Internet and Googling and getting all of this information explosion happening within our bodies and getting the exotic aspects of our bodies to work beautifully to synergize with other beautiful things that are going out in other bodies and combining all of that with human energy. What do you see on the forefront over the next few years of excitement in making it so much easier to build our bodies that way? Batista, tell us about that.
Well, I see, this is a great question. I see that the people who globally would have access to this wonderful information. And my vision for this new earth, which I talk about in Stronger Than Medicine, is that we will not have any more disease and that people will be strong and healthy. And we're all thinking or wanting or waiting for that unity consciousness that is coming, that is promised to us in all the metaphysical teaching, the Bible, or wherever we're looking for that new earth. That new earth, for me, the new earth is here. It's the body is the vehicle to achieve it. People look up to the sky and they're waiting for some miracle to happen that, like, it might be happening on another planet or whatever. For me, it happens here. We have the power as human beings to make that a reality. And like you said, with the internet and the technology that we have, then we also have the potential, the possibility to spread the good news, to spread the knowledge that it is attainable and that it is more simple than what we think. Sometimes the solution is simple. And the system that we are talking about here, the body design formula system that Dr. Fitness has created, is a simple system that's in alignment with universal truth and universal laws, and it's so simple that a lot of people miss it. We've heard that before. When it's so too simple, sometimes we don't realize how powerful it is. So I believe that we have the tools and the potential to make that happening on Earth in our future, in the decade, maybe 2 decades, that we will have a better way of living inside our own body.
Absolutely. Well put. So beautifully put, Batista. And in the last minute here, I'll add my couple of cents to it as well. Hey, people, the future is now. And the future was yesterday. And the future is the future, too, because everything is combined in the present. Like Batista was saying, we can live in the now. We can combine all time frames into the now. And you can prove it to yourself, too, because dreams are one of those things. Dreams give us visualizations into what we think, are our future. Sometimes if you're a songwriter, if you're a creative person, if you're an author, you can dream parts of your book. You can dream a song. And guess what? Lo and behold, now you wake up and you're starting to write it. We can mastermind our future by understanding our present, living in the moment, living in the now. And one other thing you can do to help yourself with visualization and illumination, same sorts of things, imagine yourself. And, you can put it that way. There's nothing wrong with imagining. One of our great songwriters said, well, when I imagine, I can dream. And I'm not the only one. We all put our imaginations and our dreams together, and we have a better world. Well, visualize where you want to be, a year from now, 2 years from now, but not just that. Don't limit yourself. You're creative and universal and eternal creations, and you believe it. Well, visualize yourself 100 years from now, 1,000 years, 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, 5 million years from now. You'll still be around, if we believe our talk that, this is eternal. This is an eternal universe. Well, we're going to be around someplace. And maybe when we visualize that way, illuminate some of our future that way, we now see the pathway to correlating that with our present. We are sparked, people, and now we bring it back as a present to our present. And just in the illumination process, just in the visualization process, we are saying, I get it. I'm seeing something that I didn't see 2 seconds ago, or 2 minutes ago, or 2 days ago. We can keep on visualizing. And once we start to do that, we now elevate ourselves. We elevate our consciousness. We elevate the beauty around us, not just us per se, but also the beauty around us. And we might even correlate that with the trees. We might, with other people around us. And we go around with the halo, that beautiful spark of that maybe highest chakra. Whoa there. Now that is talking it up, people. I want you to talk it up, too, with Batista, and run to this website, strongerthanmedicine.com, www.strongerthanmedicine.com, and order all of her books there. She's doing a great job, and you'll be doing a better job at your job, too, by getting on board with the Batista Gremaud method here. Thank you, Batista, for being my special guest on People of Distinction. with Al Cole. This has really been a pleasure to have you on today. Thank you so very, very much.
Well, thank you so much. It was a great honor to be on your show.